Hello, it's Laura here. Oh, it's chuffing freezing today. Thank you for joining me. Now, I have a question for you today, and that is, are you doing the nourishing things today? And I've also got a bit of a confession because I haven't been. And I wondered if this is, and if I'm alone in this, if this is something that you're experiencing too, and then an antidote to that. So today I woke up to no noise, which was brilliant because there's no builders here today. It's the only day of the week, which was blissful because every day this week has started with what's it called? A circular saw in the ceiling. So it's been quite noisy, and radio and boiled and noise and stuff like that. And so it was beautiful, peaceful. And my husband was outside. He's a bit of a Duracell bunny at the moment. He's got this endless list of jobs that he wants to get done. So I was in bed, and I had agreed with a couple, I don't know if she's here actually, let me have a look, Tori and another friend. We've agreed to, we're going to do some journaling each day, and just free journaling where we literally just journal whatever comes up. So who's here with me? Can't see. And so I thought, right, I'm going to do that. So I got my journal and I started to journal, and really this kind of journaling, I don't know if you've ever tried it. You literally, there's only two rules. The first is that you set a number of pages that you're going to write. So I said I'm going to write 2 pages, and the other rule is that you're not allowed to stop writing. So you're literally just writing whatever comes out, and it's a little bit like clearing the scum off the top of a drink. You know, when you've had a cup of tea and it's sat there and it gets that film on the top. It's that kind of fuzzy, gunky stuff in your brain that really sits there and gets in the way of you being able to think clearly. And just getting that out can be really helpful. Doesn't matter what comes out, whether it's meaningful, whether you're rush writing, I don't know what to write, this is rubbish. You just literally write. And it's amazing. It feels amazing when you do it because there's no pressure for it to be anything. You don't have to be insightful or have wisdom or direct your focus. You're just literally letting it out. So I did that this morning, and then that did unlock. It's a bit like unblocking the drain, is how I explained it last night when we were chatting about it. It's like you've cleared the gunk, and suddenly the water can start flowing down the drain pipe a bit more, and you can start getting back to the real ideas and the inspiration. And there's lots of things that I started to generate for me, and things I wanted to focus on and to think about. And I thought, right, what I'm really looking forward to is having time to just sit with this and do this. But when it came to it, when I actually went out into my day, what I ended up doing was watching some really crappy, hot, awful movie with my daughter drifting in and out, and making waffles, and tidying up again and making some more food. And so I didn't really end up doing any of the sort of thinking that I thought I wanted to do. And I didn't really feel like I'd nourished myself either. I didn't really feel like I had done anything meaningful, having the start of the day feeling like I wanted to do that. And I realized that actually sometimes that's okay. It's okay to have a day where you're not doing the best things. Because I could have done today was I could have done some, my body, I could have done some yoga practice. I could have really spent some time getting clear about my vision and my goals and doing that stuff. And I did kind of feel like I wanted to do that. But sometimes it's okay to watch junk, eat rubbish, and not be as productive or as focused as maybe you'd like to be. And I think what I could have easily done to myself today was add another layer of guilt to myself about what I was doing, because I already knew it was junk. I wasn't doing anything that was going to make me feel good, really. It's like when you eat a load of chocolate or something, it's not going to make you feel great afterwards, really. But making yourself feel bad about that on top of how you're going to feel isn't very helpful. So I just got distracted for a second there because there's a little chick swimming past me. So what I wanted to do with today's meditation, maybe you're experiencing this, or maybe you've experienced it at some point over this time, where you've got these pulls in different directions. There's the pull of wanting to do something meaningful, wanting to do something that nourishes and looks after yourself, but then also wanting to just do the junk stuff, the Netflix binge, just not doing. And I wanted to just allow us space to just tune into what am I experiencing? What am I noticing right now about those passing urges, those passing desires, and what happens when I don't follow them? What happens when I just observe them and let them pass through? So that's what we're going to do today. So it's an open awareness practice, and really using it as a way to tune into urges, tune into the pulls, and letting them pass. So, as always, hi Tori, good to have you here. And let's see. I'm really curious to know, when I close my eyes now today, having had a day where I haven't followed my heart in terms of what I need, and I've just gone with urges. How's that going to feel? What am I going to notice? And can I let go of any feelings of how it should have been, which is a big one as well. So closing down the eyes and letting go of expectations. And it doesn't need to be anything. It can just be, we're showing up. Tori, you're here, you're showing up. We are doing it in all its glory, whatever that looks like. So closing down the eyes. And it's very windy again today. So hopefully you can hear me okay. Just have a little sigh. And maybe just with your eyes closed, just tuning into where you feel restless. Do you feel restless in parts of the body? Do you feel restless behind the eyes, behind the forehead, across the shoulders? Where do you feel a sense of tension that's like wanting to move? Can you just be aware of it? As a start place, this is our grounding as to where am I right now in my body and in my mind, without judging, without effort, without trying. What is? And then we'll go to the breath. Just first of all, noticing that the breath can do its own thing, that it can come and go. The body can breathe for you. Even as we get in our own way sometimes with the breath, and it becomes almost momentarily difficult as we focus our attention there. And to help with that, just seeing if you can notice, where do you feel the breath today? Maybe you're used to managing the breath or creating things with the breath. Maybe there's special breath techniques that you're used to using when you want to drop into a certain state. See if you can let go of that and let the breath be more effortless than you're used to. See if it can be something that's not attached to you. There's a you that's not doing it. There's a freedom in that, in knowing the body can take care of it. And as we observe the breath and that rising and falling in the body, we'll use that labeling of the rise and fall as a way to anchor the experience, but also as a way to detach and know that it's happening regardless of what we do. So when you breathe in, labeling it rising. When you breathe out, falling. Rising, falling. Rising, falling. Just observing that tendency that we all have to control things or to shape things and to judge things. Just allow the breath rise and fall. Rising, falling. Wherever you notice the breath the most prominent. And now we're going to let go of that focus on the breath, literally as if we're dropping a rope. Imagining us letting go. And in our awareness now, we're just going to allow whatever comes up to be the most obvious, to be the focus temporarily. So perhaps the sound of the wind, the sound here, that you can become the focus. Just labeling it hearing, hearing, hearing. So just as we did with the breath, we let go of any need to make it something. We're letting go of anything that comes up, any connection to the thinking behind it. So it's just sound, it's just hearing. Noticing how things come up and then they pass through. And then there's sensations in the body. Temporarily aware of sensations of sensitivity in the body. I'm labeling it sensation. 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 And if there's thoughts, the most pervasive of all, just labeling it thinking. 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 We're not trying to find something to label, we're just opening the awareness. Like opening a circle and allowing things to come in until they're ready to go. It's like our spotlight is temporarily on whatever comes into the center of that. Hearing, sensation, thinking. Maybe we have to label it once or maybe multiple times. All that matters is that you notice when the focus has become something and you label it. Allowing yourself to settle into that. And as we have some silence now to label what comes up, seeing if you can allow it to be whatever it comes up. No effort, no trying. Wherever your mind's been, or your sensations, or your hearing, whatever you've been experiencing, come back to the breath now. Coming back to that rising and falling, that anchor point in our practice. You can always return to any point when you feel lost or off path, rising and falling, rising and falling. And can you now, with your eyes closed, just become aware of your body again, your whole body, noticing if there's restlessness still, or if things have shifted, without any judgment or needing it to be. If you can be aware of what's there now. Slowly returning movement to the fingers and toes, still keeping the eyes closed. Taking 3 bigger than usual breaths. In through the nose and sighing out through the mouth. And 2 more like that. And letting the breath find its natural rhythm, whatever that looks like today. And then gently blinking open the eyes. Just noticing the room that you're in. And reflecting on the practice that we just did. For me today, that was a really thought-filled practice. So sometimes with that open awareness, I can be really aware of my body, or sound. But today it was lots of thinking for me, lots of my mind wandering, that puppy mind, and just gently noticing and coming back to just labeling and letting it move away. Sometimes staying for longer. So yeah, have a reflect, think about how that was for you today, and see if you can take that awareness, that ability to see the restlessness or see the patterns, even if you can't change them or don't want to change them in that moment, see if they can inform what you choose and how you choose to be in your day. And I will see you tomorrow at 2:15. Oh, it's so windy. Take care. Bye.